up, good peoples? It's your boy, Brownlee for real, and we back with another episode. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And feel free to engage in the rest of our platforms, which is Amazon Music and Spotify. What up, what up, what up? We back this time with a very, very special episode. I got a very, very special guest from the Holy Land. He's going to be joining us today. I mean, we got a lot to get to. You know, we got a lot of frustrations right now in the community, the Hebrew Israelite community. And this person right here, he's very dear to my heart. So let me try to call him in right now. Hey, brother, how you feeling today?
Hey, man, it's great. It's great. I'm in Yaffo by the beach, enjoying a nice, moonlight. After a great sunset, everything is pleasant and beautiful. How's it at your house? Where you at?
Hey, boss, I can't call it, I might spoil it. It's just a blessing to talk to the ambassador of the truth and the high learning, the priest of love and happiness.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I mean, listen, man, over the years, man, I've been seeing you, going live and just basically, pouring your frustrations out. And I think it's important to me, to get down to exactly what's going on, because at the end of the day, I feel like we are the community and we are the future. And if we confused about what's going on in the leadership, I feel like we the only people that can fix it at this point. So I thought it was important to call in and just get your take on what's going on, and we can probably get down to a solution.
Well, speaking of time schedules and the way you conduct everything, first of all, I would like to give all honor and praises to the God of Israel, Yah Yisrael, Yahados Israel, Messianic Prince of divine ministers, and all of those who striving for righteousness, and Yah's name sake near and far. And in dark core wherever you're at, I greet you in peace, love, and happiness. And I wanted also to thank the elders and the pioneers that because of them, the kingdom of Yah has been established. And first of all, thank you for hosting me on your divine show, upon which you're seeking for the truth. And we can start whatever subject you want, according to the time frame you have, for this particular interview.
Okay. Well, what's been bothering me personally is I've been paying attention to, the unity that we once have, it's not there no more, and I understand everybody got their own lives, everybody got their own dreams, but at the end of the day, if we're not together, we falling apart. You mentioned a couple of days ago that the unity is not there, when did you realize that the unity fell apart?
Well, in 2013, when my grandfather came to me and I was in Dimona with my previous girl, I don't have to say any names, she's married now, but I had finally saw my grandfather as a person that I didn't fear now. I looked at him as a real man who stood for something, regardless of whatever it was, because I just knew my history. And I said, I'm trying to be like you, because he was cool as mine, but I didn't know what it was to be a spiritual leader. And somehow his spirit transformed to me, because it was 2014 when he actually made transition, and it was along with my Yaira and my older brother. So, in that time, my father had been given a last minister of truth and higher learning, which was given to him to enforce the law of truth and higher learning amongst the younger generation, so that they can understand the foundational structure of the kingdom of Yah and what are the laws and commandments according to which we are supposed to abide. According, that's the way we can stay in this land. But things started going south according to what you feel and I feel too, which I publicly speak of, is the hypocrisy, because a lot of things were put in place before my grandfather, Adonai Mashiach, left. And there were people put in certain positions to keep things flowing. And just in case, they used to always call him the spiritual leader. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
They used to say he was. So they forgot that the spirit never died. The spirit just transformed. And I went from being a clown to someone who was raised by the priests, the princes, the Aturim. I was born and raised in the whole kingdom, like the whooping, everything. I'm talking about the hard ages of the nation. Before the new generation, that was my generation. I was in Bakayu's class, you understand? Yigal's class was above me. If you can understand who I'm speaking of, if people don't know on your broadcast. Where I'm speaking of your older brothers and your sister. May she rest in beloved peace, Patrayo, who was also in my class. You
Okay.
understand? So I just see things that's born at baby in 1985, and in 1986 we had the Day of Short Strength. There was a sense of unity, and there was a powerful structure and foundation that we had, because regardless of what we was going through, we knew who the adversary was. And we had to deal with internal things that we're still going through and discovering truths about today. But that don't exclude the idea of the kingdom of Yah and the establishment of the kingdom of Yah. So we all understood the teachings, but somehow we got people in government who seized positions that they wasn't fit for and begin to maneuver things and put things out of place. And it caused a lot of chaos and catastrophe, distance and divide and conquer within the saints. And it also killed my father. So at that point, I began to understand that it wasn't no longer me shouting on social media about things that I feel was incorrect because I was emotionally involved, because that's where I was born and raised. I had to develop to be, the commander of the Yokai voice, to stand for truth and say truth and expect what it is for what it is, and you understand, stand on what's right. So I mean, it's a lot of hypocrisy going on. A lot of things has been moved out of place, and that's what we're dealing with, because the Holy Spirit is absent, and there's a unity in something that is anti the Creator, and it is toxic. And we don't need to put up with that, or make these generational curses passed on to your children, my children, or the next generation. So I'm trying to put a cease and halt to that. You understand?
Okay. So basically, how do we move the bad fruit so we won't be affected in the future as a whole? At the end of the day, everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say this, everybody say that, but it's people that's going to put in the work that's going to make a change. You feel me? So I say this. I'm getting from you that what we doing right now is we letting these people know, which is the bad fruits at this point. We basically giving them an eviction letter. You know what I'm saying? What is the eviction letter? You know what I'm saying? We letting them know, you know what I'm saying? You either remove yourself at this certain time, or you will be removed by force. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most respect we can never give to somebody. That's why the eviction came up with. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the most respectful way to let somebody know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been right. You ain't been going by the rules, and you ain't been going by the, you know what I'm saying, by the Creator and His Spirit and how He do things. So I'm guessing coming from you, you know what I'm saying, we're going to dish an eviction letter at this point, and whoever ignore the eviction letter, they're going to be moved by force.
I totally can understand where you're coming from your point of view, living in the U.S. in the belly of the dragon, of the beast that we are all against in this colonial cycle that they have just promoted everywhere, and they're trying to colonialize and bribe the motherland, our motherland, Eden, which they called Africa, which has been colonized. There's a whole lot of things in history that has been, recovered. So there's so many truths every day and every second. We learn something new. But we realizing what the truth is, and the rabbit hole goes so deep where if you stand for truth has no master, just like love has no color. But if we don't stand for truth and we put the Creator in front of that, that's blasphemy.
Right.
And the only way we can separate the wheat from the tares is we got to understand which is in the English term, our words have to be correlated with our actions. I mean, am I making sense? Osrier's divine broadcaster, am I making sense to you?
Absolutely, my brother.
And so, I mean, if we're not correlated with our words and our actions, then we're speaking one way and people are seeing a different behavior. And this is the exact delusion that the devil wants us in, because remember, he's mastered altering your perception. Now, I can tell you a small story. Sisters used to go out dressed at the beach. They would swim and they would be properly covered up and everything. Then they came out with the brassiere and the bikini. And what they did was they made the lingerie, which is the underwear, you understand, the bikini, and they said it's a bathing suit. And so now, if you go in the house to a woman that's in the bathing suit and she's uncomfortable around you, she's going to cover herself up as if you're looking at her and she's not. You understand? She feel exposed in the house, right? Am I making sense?
Man, you know, I always thought about it like that. It's funny. It's like, you know, you busted. I'm listening.
But when she go to the beach with the same suit on, even exposing more, you can see the entire behind and the titties probably in one little bitty, you understand, triangle, bro. And she's out there, you understand, she don't feel exposed because they've mastered altering your perception. They just switched the name. They said, okay, when you go to the bathing, when you have on a bathing suit, today they can be on Instagram and anywhere, not even around no water. It's just packaged for sale. I mean, they ain't even after a woman, man, no more. They just jerking off to they behind.
I agree.
It's different today, and I'm looking like we cannot follow this evil perception because it makes it makes it look like, and truthfully telling, us living in self-deception. This is anti-Yah.
Absolutely.
We can't just accept these things and keep calling us the king, because this kingdom would never fall. But see, it was only a remedy that this would be saved. And Yah know that he had his certain soldiers that would stand it and hold it down no matter what's going on. So what you're talking about as far as concern of the separation, meaning we have to stand for truth, accept truth, and live in truth, because without that, there is no freedom. And true freedom is accepting the reality for what it is, self-discipline, honor, you understand, courage, respect, peace, love, happiness, principles, morals, caring about one another. People use love for many differentiations that has something to do maybe with sodomy, you know, fornication, pornography, or whatever. But what I was taught love was doing the right thing for one another. And coming from tough love, being a part of the whooping generation, sometimes you got to hear things that you don't want to hear, because I had to feel things that I didn't want to feel by that paddle extension cord or whatever it was, because I done something out of order.
Okay.
You understand? So now you got a spiritual whipping coming from your son, and we're trying to rectify things the way that we see things are going. And it's taken in the approach where we are trying to either be, you know, controlled, placed in entities, or, you understand, they can't just accept, you understand, the dominance and the Yah presence in all of us, because we all represent the truth. And we all have losses. We all have brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers who've done stuff. We all have lost brothers. Am I right?
Okay.
Or am I right? So who could point the finger at anybody? Honestly. But my problem is not my kingdom. My problem is the people in the sanctuary and the unrealness that's going on. This is a huge problem. That's why this is a great season of separation between the wheat and the tare.
Okay.
And if you notice, the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Okay.
So if you can't see with your eyes by his behavior, and you believe his words when his actions ain't correlated with his words, then you're being deceived and led into self-deception, which will lead you into truth to believing that a man and man can actually have a baby. Do I make sense? Or can a man and several women have several babies?
You're making all the sense in the world. The only way this world is going to continue is with men and women. You know what I'm saying? Man and man, the world will go extinct, and woman and woman, the world will go extinct.
Something don't make sense. So making sense of everything is mean truth has to be in the center. And sometimes you may hurt people's feelings. Sometimes they may hit you below the belt, hit me. But at the end of the day, being out there as a representative of truth put us in a line of fire, because you are the target and the power is your name.
Okay,
You're very rich.
Now, see, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How, as a brotherhood, and I'm talking about the right brotherhood, I'm not talking about the manipulated brotherhood, how do we move the bad fruit? And what I mean by the brothers that's not doing right, how do we remove them? Like, how do we go to the police when at the end of the day, last time we checked, You know what I'm saying? It's a whole mafia going on down there, meaning the police is even, you know what I'm saying, in cooperation with the brothers to keep this thing going. So, I mean, what do we do? Do we continue complaining? Do we get some brothers together to go against the brothers that don't want to do right? What is the solution? And what is the solution? And how do we get these brothers up out of there to revive the kingdom of Yah?
Well, I have an answer for that, and because we're getting close to your time limit, and I love your time, and I don't want to waste it, and we may have to have another part. But I will sum of this up in a very small historical event, a modern day event, and a futuristic event that I visioned that will protect us from these type of things. So historically speaking, the Black Panthers stood for the rights of the people. They was getting drive by. We saw the movies. We was raised. They was the youth, and they stood against the white supremacy. They stood against the racism. They stood against all the beatings. They stood against it. They learned their laws. They stood up. They didn't play Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale and Malcolm X and brothers. They was messiahs in their own way. They didn't play, but they used the means that they had to fight against the spirit of, you understand, destruction against our people in whatever way they had in their time. Back then, it was more physical warfare because we speaking of the 50s, 60s, you know what I'm saying? It was lynching, you know what I'm saying, killing. Black people still ain't liberated in the U.S. today. So, understand, I mean, it just goes on. They just got it undercover done in a more effective manner according to law, as which they put it, that's American structure. But we got to understand that history will repeat itself if we don't see where we're standing now, because what we're standing now is we're seeing things happen, and we're seeing the forces that we once stood unanimously as a unit against are cooperating with things that are hurting our people, that's coming from us participating with something that's hurting the people. Whether we making it a nest for little girls to grow up and boys, to just be down there under their parents and just mess with them and have babies and just do things and all kind of ignorant kind of stuff. Then we don't need a nest of sexual predators. We don't need a nest of drug dealers, of liars, of cheaters and murderers and pedophiles and all this ignorant stuff. But because it has been turned into a hornet's nest, why I can say that boldly, proudly, with respect, publicly, anywhere on any platform, is because I was the only one was willing and had the courage to approach and say something about these situations that was occurring right now today.
I agree.
And people that are afraid to stand up for what's right. They are willing to let little girls, boys, and people and all kind of things be hurt, lied on in any way, whether it's leadership lying on the young generation, whether it's an older son, 30-something years old, taking a 16-year-old daughter off off the compounds of the sanctuary in the village of peace and in a manner of ignorant, stupid things, and giving her 2 bottles of alcohol when she's 16 years old. Breaking all kind of rules, whether it's in the kingdom of Yah rules or whether it's state rules. Just don't give a damn. His parents help him get him out, and they're still sitting in leadership in priesthood, and they refuse to respect the position I made. But if you call somebody the jet, they are the jet. If he's the yellow, he's the yellow. If he's the prince, he's the prince. If he's the alpha, whatever he wants to be. But if I wanted to be anything demonic and niggerish, they would promote it, so long as they had control of it. But because I've developed to be who I be and who I am, they can't deal with it because I represent truth, and I'm plucking all of these weeds from the divine garden. Okay.
Kane, I see.
That's what hurts. I don't care who you are. So if you talking about how we can get a stronger brotherhood, I'm plucking. And it's hard work because spiritual warfare ain't no joke. I don't judge nobody. I've been cut off by my entire peers. I've been cut off by people that know me. People smile in my face, wanting to stab me in my back. People talk mess about me singing on the streets when this your brother that I saw singing on the streets that inspired me to go out there and make something of myself, so I won't have to sell my time to the man. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm being honest. You can ask him about it. He'll tell you. I give him credence to this day because I wouldn't have thought about singing on the street if it wasn't for Big Ben's Rocky.
Okay.
You know, big shout out to your big bro because he put a vision in my head that made me the prince I became today. And that's just honest. Whether I like him, all that don't even matter. He's a good brother. So I know how to sift out the good and the bad without getting emotionally involved with how I personally feel about him.
Now
Do he
see,
stand
you know what? I'm in this fight with you because I remember getting my Taki whip. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. You know, I think it started ending kind of right after, like things just went left right after 2011. But I remember getting my Taki beat, and I thought it made sense for a minute because I was like, if you right, beat my Taki because I'm wrong. But if you was in the wrong the whole time and beating my Taki, then you were just having a ball with just beating the hell out of me. So to find out that the system was corrupt, and I'm talking about the system of Kingdom of Yah was corrupt all the time, now I feel abused. So I know how it feel to go down to the meat lot and get that pedal on your Taki.
I want to correct something. I wouldn't say the divine order and establishment of the kingdom was corrupt. I would say there were certain people in positions of power that abused their authority and made the whole look corrupt as an entire government body. That is the way I put that because I believe there's a lot of nice people that didn't believe in certain of these ways, and I believe the way of whooping was the all shared, genuine, you understand, conclusion about what our parents felt like they should do back in the day, because they was really trying their hardest to protect us from something else. But at the end of the day, a lot of them used it to get back in good graces with my grandfather, and I don't think he even wanted that, which was why they never was reinstated or given back their titles. So, I mean, as you speak, it was abuse, but I don't think that that's what it was founded upon. I think we had some frustrated saints that misused their power and their titles and their authority as being seniors over us. And instead of trying to correct us and build us to be the kings and princes and messiahs we are, they done a lot of damage and messed up a lot of the generation. And it's a pain that I don't take for granted. I don't look down on it. I know it hurts because I got my share of whooping too, but you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's something that everybody could have handled, and it's something that people still are getting over today. So, you know what I'm saying? The idea of what we have is beautiful, but the way it was, you know what I'm saying, manifested in all the different elements and spirits that was involved in the manifestation of it wasn't, you know, so it was beautiful, horrible, horrifying, wonderful, pleasant, delighted, scary, united. It was a bunch of elements at one time. That's just the way I feel.
So we're gonna do something like this. This is what I feel like the solution, because everybody is listening. If they not, they're gonna be listening. If you care about the kingdom of Yah, you was born in the kingdom of Yah, and you want this to continue, all of the brothers that's saying, you know what I'm saying, if you just talking pocket, and not basically putting in the work, which is boots on ground, then you ain't really serious. I also say, if you just pocket, and you putting in the work, but not the white work, you know what I'm saying, the correct work, then, you know what I'm saying, you just as bad as the one that's pocket. So everybody is listening, everybody is seeing what's going on. So we gonna let the real brothers, you know what I'm saying, we gonna let them come in on their time and want to unite in the right way. And the only way, like you said, we can get these wicked fruits out is if the right brothers and the strong brothers come on in. We put in all of our shit because we don't need the law. The law was never for us, and we understand the law is against us. So what we gonna do? We gonna get the right brothers together, because everybody gonna hear this, and I'm gonna let them know, if you're a real brother, you gonna get in contact with the Nasik or me, and we gonna get this thing done. Because at the end of the day, it's on us. We can't point the fingers. We can't ask for the law. We can't continue asking help from the outskirts, because at the end of the day, they don't give a damn. It's about the people that, like you said, they know how that whooping feel. And what that whooping do is it motivates you to say, you know what, I get my Taki beat, but I get my Taki beat for the right reasons, because I'm going to keep it going. I'm not going to get my Taki beat and run away. I'm going to get my Taki beat, and I'm going to be a representation of the kingdom of Yah. So we're going to end it like that. Everybody that's listening, if you care about the kingdom of Yah and you know about these wicked things that's going on, it's on us to fix it.
I can agree with that, my brother. I can definitely agree with that. And with that being said, let us always, let God keep them, bless you, shine His face upon them, and give them eternal peace, love, and happiness. In the Hebrew tongue, Yivarechem Yahweh V'Yispanechem, Yair Yahweh Panav Elechem, V'Chunechem Yisai Yahweh Panav Elechem, V'Yasim Lechem Shalom, Simcha V'Ava. And we can pick up the conversations at another time whenever you're available or whenever you would wish my audience. It was a pleasure for you hosting me. And I thank you very much.
Prince of Peace, Prince of Love, Prince of Happiness. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Until next time.